Paul,
Sir?
would you step out of line? When did you start dancing, Paul?
Not until very late.
Why?
I don't know, I just didn't.
Well, what did you do?
Nothing much.
Come on, Paul. You must have done something. How old were you when you started dancing?
16?
Well, what did you do up until the time you were 16? I mean, what was your family like?
I don't know, I mean, we were close.
Close. Brothers, sisters?
2 sisters. One died when I was 14.
How?
I don't really want to talk about that. I mean, why do I have to talk about that?
Lori, can we please sit down?
Zach, can the kids sit down?
You wanted to see me?
Yes, Paul. I really like the way you dance. No, I mean it. So I figured we'd try this again. For one thing, if you're gonna change your name, why go from a Puerto Rican name to an Italian one?
Because I don't look it. People always say, you don't look Puerto Rican. You don't look Puerto Rican. But I am.
So you figured you looked Italian?
No, I just wanted to be someone new. So I became Paul San Marco.
Why did you want to become someone new?
Why? I'm not exactly proud of my past.
Who is? But that's what that word means, Paul. Past.
That might be easy for you to say, but I mean...
Look,
I don't...
wait a minute. What made you start dancing? Your parents?
No, what do Puerto Ricans know about theater? Oh, well, now they have Channel 47, but back then they didn't have anything. Oh, but my father loved movies. He worked nights, and then he'd take us over to 42nd Street. And we'd go in one movie, and another movie, and another movie, and well, I don't know why, but I just always loved musicals.
How old were you?
7 or 8.
On 42nd Street?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a trip.
Go on.
I'd have to move down front because I couldn't see. Well, I wear contact lenses now, though. I'd move down front, and these 2 men would come and sit beside me and play with me. And I never told anyone before because, oh, well, I guess it didn't matter. And
why didn't it matter?
Why?
Look, Paul, I have your pictures and resume.
No! Okay. From seeing all those movie musicals, I used to dance around on the street, and I'd get caught all the time. God, it was embarrassing, and I was always being Sid Charisse, always, which, I mean, I don't really understand because I always wanted to be an actor. I mean, I really wanted to perform. One time my cousin even said to me, "Oh, you'll never be an actor." And I knew she was saying this because I was such a sissy. I mean, I was terribly effeminate. Look, I always knew I was gay, but that didn't bother me. What bothered me was I didn't know how to be a boy. One time I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "You're 14 years old and you're a faggot. What are you gonna do with your life?" By that time I was in Cardinal Hayes High School. There were 3,000 boys there, so I had no protection anymore. No homeroom where I could be charming and funny with all the tough guys so they'd fight my battles for me, like when I was in small school. Because, you know, I liked school, but my grades got so bad. I mean, even if I knew the answer to a question, I wouldn't raise my hand because I'd be afraid they'd just laugh at me. They even whistled at me in the halls, and it was awful. It was awful. So one day I went down to the principal's office and said, "I'm a homosexual." Well, it was a Catholic high school, and at the age of 15, you didn't just say that. And he said to me, "I'd like you to see a psychiatrist." So I did. And he said to me, "Well, I think you're very well adjusted for your age, and I think you should quit school." So I did. But I didn't want to. I just couldn't take it anymore. See, when I quit school, what I was trying to do was figure out who I am and how to be a man. There are a lot of people in this world who don't know how to be men, and since then, I figured out that I am one. I was just learning how to be the wrong thing. I was trying to be butch. Anyways, I started hanging around 72nd Street, meeting all of these really, really strange people, just trying to find someone like me, a friend, so that I'd figure out what it was that I was. Someone told me they were looking for male dancers at the Jewel Box Review. The drag show. So I went down to audition. Now, from all those years of dancing out in the street, I had this fabulous extension. I could turn anything my first audition. And they said to me, "You're too short to be a boy. Would you like to be a pony?" And I said, "Well, what's that?" And they said, "A girl." What do I have to do? Show us your legs. But I have hair on my legs. That's okay. Come on upstairs. So I went upstairs, and they hiked up my dungarees, and they gave me a pair of nylon stockings and high heels, and I don't know, it was freaky. Oh, but it was incredible. And I went back downstairs, and they said, "Oh, you have wonderful legs." And I said, "Oh, terrific." God, it's so strange thinking about all this. It was a whole lifetime ago. I was just past 16. Anyways, then there was the whole deal of me trying to hide it all from my parents. God, that was something, because, I had to buy all this stuff, like shoes to rehearse in, makeup, earrings, and I'd hide it all, and of course my mother would find it, so I'd have to lie to her. I had to tell her that there was this girl in the show, and I was holding on to her stuff for her because I didn't want her parents to find out, but she believed me. Well, I was finally in show business. Yeah, it was the asshole of show business, but it was a job. Nothing to brag about, but I had friends. But after a while, it got so demeaning. Nobody at the Jewel Box had any dignity about themselves, and most of them were ashamed of what they were doing or considered themselves freaks. And, I don't know, I think it was the lack of dignity that got to me, so I left. I muddled around for a while. I worked as an office boy, a waiter, but of course without a good education you can't really get a good job, so when the Jewel Box called and asked if I'd come back, I went. We were at the Apollo Theater on 121st Street, doing 4 shows a day with the movie, and it was really tacky, but the show was going to Chicago. My parents were coming by after the show to drop off my luggage and say goodbye. Well, we were doing this great big Oriental number, and I looked like Anna May Wong. I had these 2 great big chrysanthemums on either side of my head, and I was wearing this huge gold headdress with gold balls hanging all over it. I was beautiful. We were going on for the finale, and as I walked down the stairs, I looked at the stage door, and who should I see but my parents? They got there too early. I freaked. I didn't know what to do. I said to myself, I know, I'll just walk on past them. I won't look at them. They'll never notice me. So I take a deep breath. I start down the stairs, and as I pass my mother, I hear her say, my God. Well, I died. But what could I do? I mean, I had to go on, so I just kept going. After the show, I went back up to my dressing room. After I got dressed and took off my makeup, I went back downstairs, and there they were, just standing in the middle of all those people. And all they said to me was, "Please write. Please eat. Please take care of yourself." And right before my father left, he turned to the producer and he said, "Take care of my son." Well, that was the first time he ever called me that. And, sorry, I'm sorry,